Hey there everyone, I'm Round the Wheel, and I'm on a bit of an NES kick lately, so we're going to play another NES game. This is Fire and Ice. This was released for the NES in March 1993. It is a very late-era NES game, and like most NES games that came out late-era, by which I mean after the Super Nintendo was released, most NES games from that era are quite underrated, and this one is no exception. Yeah, I would like to hear the story about Dana. We're not going to hear the story about Dana so much as we are going to play the story of Dana, as Dana, the young boy wizard, sets fire out. He puts the fires out with his ice powers, and we can actually play any world we want through the first 9, but for the sake of completion, and because I think you're required to play all of them to get to the levels after World 9, we're just going to go from the beginning, where it's very easy. We can even play any level we want within World 1, which is pretty nifty that the game just lets you jump around like that willy-nilly. If you're having trouble, you can go to something else and come back later when your mind has been refreshed and you feel fresh. And this is pretty much tutorial stuff. Here we go. We can kick ice and put fires out, or either B or A, we can make ice beneath us. You can't turn floor into ice, but if you've got empty space beneath you, you can put ice there. And the game is going to use this in all sorts of novel ways, but for now it's just getting us used to kicking ice blocks around. There we go. Our first level, complete and in the can. I think we'll be able to get through all of World 1 in one pretty solid go. Now we have this, more kicking individual ice cubes, but we can also kick a single ice cube. See, as long as ice is above us, we can hold it up with our super strength, because we know to work our arms when we go to the gym. We've got pretty good core arm strength. But if you walk out from under it, you can just drop it on any fire that happens to be nearby. Not a mechanic that gets used a whole lot, quite honestly. Alright, now here we have a bit of a problem. We're going to push this... Okay, we have no problem, because we can just get right on the other side of it. Never mind, thinking a little bit too hard already. Let's just go ahead then and go to level 4, where maybe this won't happen so much. Okay, so here's a nice big chain that you can set off. We just walk out from under this, melt, 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 melt. Whole bunch of patty melts for everybody. Everybody follow me to Arby's. We're going to have ourselves a nice patty melt. So here's where we make some floor to get to a higher level. And as you can see, we can actually make individual ice cubes from big long strips. If you go next to the floor, the ice becomes attached to the floor and you can't use it. But if it's not attached to the floor, it becomes an individual ice cube that you can move around. Alright, so we need to set more ice here to get down, and then we just melt the ice underneath. You can only affect the ice underneath you, because apparently Dana has John McCain shoulders and can't lift his arms above his head, so he can only go downward with his little classroom ruler. There we go. His little magic wand there. And we should be able to set this one off, and yes, there we go. Big pink melty man. There we are. There we have it. We're doing really well right now. But don't worry, things get tough enough plenty soon. Alright, so now I think what we want to do... Alright, I think we can go down here without bringing anything extra with us. Let's go ahead and... maybe I would have wanted to... No, I think we're good. Okay, so we can take that away. And when I take away this, we just rinse and repeat and keep on melting. We may have actually, let me do that again, because we may have wanted to bring a block from the top. That might be why we have this big hunk here. That way we can just make an extra one. Yeah, because I don't think there's any way to get to this one on the right here. Save that we make something ourselves. Once we have something below us, we can work safely. And yes, you're allowed to restart anytime you want, which is pretty handy-dandy. You can try again, you can start from the beginning, or you can push New Game, which I think just takes you back to the world map. So we have done well so far. We are learning the lessons we've been meant to learn quite well. Okay, we want to make a bridge here, but see, we have a problem in that we can't get on the other side of this ice block. So we're going to have to push it up against the wall, make some ice here, and then just transform it so that we can get on the other side of it. There we go. And then I think the rest of this level is just normal melting. So we just... Oh yeah, that makes a big ol' to-do there, and there aren't going to be too many set pieces like that where you melt like 9 flames in a row all at once as time goes on. Okay, so let's melt the ones we know can be melted. There! Yes, very fantastic. Yeah, the game doesn't really employ a whole lot of pieces like that. Which is a shame, really, because it's fun to watch, but they let you do the fun stuff early on, and then it's down to puzzle-solving business. Now we just gotta make a big old long bridge, and poof! There we go, we can push it all down the conveyor line. Down the wisecracking line. It's Wolfagova with the green teeth! Let me in! And when you beat all 9 levels in a world, you can go to the 10th one, which is a boss fight. And the boss fights in this game are pretty clever. They're not just puzzle solving in most cases, although some of them are pretty puzzle and hyphen labor intensive. I think I can get out of your labyrinth. This is a timed level. We only have so long to put out the flames because you can see the little fire at the bottom there. It's going to rise every few seconds, and if we miss the flame, then we're in trouble. Fortunately, yes, we definitely have a limit on this one. It does not loop like some of the others do. But, actually I don't think any of them loop. That would be absurd. But if you take the lessons you've learned, it's pretty simple. You got about 1 minute game time to do that, and then grrr! Don't dare to think you have beaten me. Yeah, he just runs away. He'll be back. And pretty soon at that. But there we go. We've already cleared our first world. Ice Rock Island clear. There we go. Nice little, very well rendered bells there. Very nice. Next time we will continue our story on World 2. World 1 is pretty simple. I'd like to get through a world at a time. We'll just see how that goes, I suppose. But yes, next time we will continue our story. Yay! We get to continue the story next time on the Big Rock Candy Beehive Mountain of Anthills. See y'all there.